Alright, so today I'm going to go over the best controller for PS4, PC, and Xbox. But before I do start the video, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And if you guys want to use my code, it's on screen here. It's Soy Croissant. If you do end up using my code, make sure to send me a picture or a video of you using it on Instagram or Twitter, or put them both on screen here. And other than that, let's get into it. Alright, so unfortunately, I cannot use a hand cam for this video because my camera broke and it's really bad, so it's kind of hard to do it, but I will be showing videos and pictures on everything I talk about. So the first thing I'm going to go over is just the controller itself. The size of the controller is basically Xbox size. It's way bigger than a PS4 controller. This controller does have a customizable layout, so you can change it to the Xbox layout or the PS4 layout. I'll put pictures on the screen to show you what I mean. I play with the PS4 layout just because I like my fingers in this position. I think the Xbox layout is just way too weird. It's really uncomfortable for me. I feel a lot faster with the PS4 layout because my thumb is just way closer to all the buttons. Alright, the next thing I'm going to talk about, which is basically why you want to get this controller, is the paddles. So I use my left paddle for jump and my right paddle for switch mode and confirm edit. So when I edit, I click my right paddle and it confirms. These paddles are definitely the best of any controller, better than the Scuff, better than the Xbox Elite, trust me. They're super flat, so your fingers already rest on the controller, so you don't have to extend your middle fingers onto the paddles. Like the Scuff Infinity 4 PS Pro, you have to kind of extend your fingers behind the controller so you can rest your fingers on the paddles. But for this controller, it's just like a regular PS4 or Xbox controller, but the paddles are built in on the controller, so it's attached to the controller.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Alright, so moving on to the bumpers, R2 and L2. They're just basic bumpers, but they are a little bit big. The upside to it, though, is that they have trigger stops. So what this does, basically puts a stop in between while you're pressing down the bumper. So instead of having to press fully down like a normal PS4 controller, you can just tap and it shoots automatically. If you are on PC, though, you don't really need these trigger stops because in the software you can turn the trigger sensitivity for the bumpers all the way up. So as soon as you touch the bumper, it automatically shoots or does whatever you want it to do. Alright, so next up is your basic 4 buttons: X, square, triangle, and circle. Nothing to talk about here, they're just basic buttons. I don't even use these except for triangle because I have 2 paddles in the back. I use triangle for pickaxe. And then for the left 4 buttons on the left side of the controller, I don't use them, but if you do play claw, they will be helpful. I use 1 button for map, and that's pretty much it. Alright, so moving on to the thumbsticks, I will say that these are probably one of the worst thumbsticks I've played with. This is a really big downside if you use L3 to edit. I know it doesn't show L3 for my editing button, but I do use L3 to edit, and it's pretty tough to press down the left stick. I went back to the old PS4 controller for a day, and pressing the sticks were just so much easier. The good thing is you don't have to worry about drift because on the back of the controller there is a reset button. All you have to do is click the reset button and hold it down for 30 seconds, and once it buzzes, it's all good to go. So I literally never get drifts, so I don't have to worry about my dead zone in game. Eventually, though, this controller will get worn down. Basically, every controller you get will eventually get worn down and beaten up. It's just a matter of time. This controller I'll probably have for a year before it gets really crusty and just completely worn down. The downside of this controller are the modules. The modules are basically the things holding the thumbsticks, so you can take those off, but the problem with them is they get disconnected and scratched up. I've had to buy 2 pairs of modules, and they're expensive. They're $20 each. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up for the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these types of videos, so stay tuned and see ya.